Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for 2024. This is for Taurus and Taurus rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional occult cross spread. I also use astrology in my guides to help bring a lot more clarity, to get more specific and detailed with your reading, Taurus. I do this because you know I love you. I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here one-on-one, rather than a general spread. Lastly, I use astrology because it offers a lot more depth to your reading. So, Taurus, holy cow. 2024 is going to be, you saw my dog licked up too. It's going to be a big year for you. It's going to be an absolutely huge year for you. I'm very excited for you. You know, Jupiter is in your sign. What was kind of like a little, I don't want to say unfair, but Jupiter went into your sign last year, and then like just like a month or two after, it went immediately retrograde. And it just went direct at the end of December. So you were getting things were getting better for you. It's definitely better for you. But now that Jupiter's direct, you're getting the full powers of Jupiter, 100% powers of Jupiter, the planet of good luck, good fortune, prosperity, expansion, profit. So what does this mean? The first half of 2024, the best year that you've had since 2012, 2013. The second half of 2024, you're going to make the most money than you've made since 2012, 2013. You are all set. There is one day, and you know what I'm going to do? Well, let me just tell you about what 2024 is going to be like for you, Taurus. It's going to be your best year that you've had in a long time. And if you are a subscriber, you know I've been mentioning this in a couple of your readings. I'm personally very excited for you. I personally also have a lot of Taurus friends and family members, and I'm so excited for them because I know what y'all have been going through, and I'm really excited for this year to open up for you. It is a great year. It's a very we have some really nice auspicious eclipses. You can finally breathe because they're finally out of the Scorpio Taurus axis, so you no longer have eclipses in your sign, and so and they are game changers. We do have very powerful new moons, some that are just so nice, and then some really great full moons. And this year 2024 is like conjunction galore. So conjunctions in astrology are just very auspicious. They're very nice. They're like the highest form. It's like, think of like the planets in the perfect alignment. They're giving each other five in the sky, hugging each other, kissing each other, all of that. It is a big year of milestones too. So 2024, I've been saying, is kind of like the middle child of 2023 and 2025. And the reason why is because if you think about 2024, you're going to be doing your own thing, okay? You're going to be learning a lot of things on your own. You're going to be getting away with a lot of things that, like a middle child can do, but it's very independent. You moving forward, there's going to be a lot of action, a lot of things happening. You're going to feel very driven 2024. It is a year of 8. 8 is a big year. It is, if 7 was... 2023 was a year of 7, and that was a lot of like introspection, right? 2024 is a year of 8. There's a lot of change with 8, and we'll talk more about that, but a lot of self-sufficiency this year, and it is definitely going to be a lot that happens in 2024 will really determine where you're at 2024 or 2025, okay? And I can't say that for 2023 because there are so many big aspects, great aspects happening in 2024 that are life-changing. And so you will definitely see what's happening. And just to give you a hint for 2025, you may consider it the most important, I wouldn't even say the most important, but one of the biggest years of the decade, because 2025, we have another Venus retrograde. At the same time Mercury's going retrograde, Mars is going retrograde, okay? Mars is going retrograde. And then we have the nodal shifts, the lunar node, the north node, and the south node. They're shifting. They're moving into Pisces and Virgo. And then 2025, those are just the smallest things. The big things, all the outer planets are changing signs in 2024. So Neptune, after being in Pisces since 2011, is moving into Aries. And Saturn is moving into Aries. Uranus is finally leaving your sign, moving into Gemini. Uranus was in your sign since 2018. I mean, this is just like, come on. This is big. 2025 is going to be big. And Jupiter moves into Cancer. Okay. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. Oh, wow. And then, as we know, this year Pluto moves into Aquarius. So that is a 20-year aspect. And this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to break it down month by month. Just now, real quick, going to give you one highlight for you. One highlight for you for every month. Take out a notepad. Take out a notepad. If you're that old school, you got sticky notes, take them out. Take some notes because you want to prepare. You want to take action on these dates. But 2024, the biggest thing for January, Pluto moving into Aquarius. Now, I will probably do a separate video on this because it's a whole thing in itself. If you want to, I did a reel, like a 2-minute reel on my Instagram. It's like pinned at the top. If you just want to get an idea, this is the first time Pluto has been in Aquarius in 250 years. And when Pluto moves into Aquarius, it's all of humanity's affected, right? And in a sense that we get to live through Pluto in Aquarius. Nobody's lived through Pluto and Aquarius since 250 years. And so it is a big deal. It's an absolute big deal. And speaking of humanity, Aquarius is, humanity. And so it is going to be a big deal. But for you in particular, Taurus, Pluto in Aquarius is your 10th house. So what does that mean? You're going to have a lot of power in career. In public recognition, a lot of y'all could get really famous. Really famous. You're going to have a lot of control in that area, a lot of attention in that area for 20 years. 20 years. So a lot of emphasis on your career because that is your 10th house. So that is going to be really big. Now, February, what I really love is Mars and Venus conjuncting in Aquarius. Again, Mars, the planet of action, and Venus, the planet of love, money, beauty. It's your ruling planet. They're conjuncting in Aquarius. Again, remember what I said, Aquarius is your 10th house of career. So a lot of y'all are already going to start seeing major peaks in career, public recognition, fame, social status. If you're not here for career, this is all how you want to be perceived in public with your passions, with what you do, with who you are. Now, in March, we have a lunar eclipse in Libra. Another one. Yeah. Libra's getting that we're gonna have too, and I'm gonna talk about that later. So yeah, an eclipse in Libra that's happening in March. We'll go into that. And then April is the huge total solar eclipse in Aries. That's going to happen April 8th. We'll definitely talk about that. We're definitely going to talk about that when we get to it. This is going to be really big. So a lot of y'all are going to just be ascending on a whole other level at this point. Now, on April 20th, I hope you're sitting down for this, Taurus. I hope you're sitting down for this. Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in your sign. Your sign. Okay, so if there's a date that you need to write down and prepare for right now, this is it. Okay. April 20th. Not only is this rare aspect happening in your sign, it happens every 13 years. Now, when I say rare, that's rare. This is perhaps a lot of astrologers would say it's the best day of the year. A lot of them would say it's the best day of the past 5 years, of the decade. This is a big day. It's a big day. Okay. It's a really big day. So definitely the fact that it's happening in your sign, of course, Tauruses are going to feel it more than the other signs. So that's why I'm so excited for y'all. Listen. And then May, we have the Sun and Venus conjuncting Uranus in your sign again. So you have you have no idea. I'm so excited for you. And then Jupiter leaves your sign. Okay. In May. All right. It's going to be moving into Gemini. So this just, in general, this is Jupiter, the planet of, again, good luck, good fortune, prosperity, wisdom, expansion, moving into, leaving your sign, which is more about like comfort, value, stability, finances, money. Now it's moving into this place of like self-expression, like this, really energetic, like brainiac, and you're like, communication is going to be a big thing. You'll feel a lot more charming and social. Gemini is a mutable sign, so it's more adaptable than Taurus being a fixed sign. So adaptability is like a really big thing. And then also in May, yeah, I'm not even done with May. Sun conjuncting Jupiter. Okay, best day of the year. Best day of the year. So there are already 2 best days of the year. Can you believe that? Isn't that amazing? So that's really great. So now in June, oh, by the way, when Jupiter goes into Gemini, that's your second house of money, salary, income, finances. So you will be making, again, like I said, the most money that you've made since 2012, 2013. You and Aries are sharing it next year, okay? It's in terms of money and growth, because Jupiter is profit, okay? So you're all set. You're good. You're fine already. I don't even have to do your spread, but I'm gonna, because I love you. Now, in June, Jupiter will trine Pluto. So, speaking of money, this is the best money day of the year, okay? And of course, I'm going to give you the dates as we go, okay? I'm just telling you right now what's happening every month. Now, in July, Mars conjuncting Uranus in your sign. Write it down. Come on. This is huge. Mars is a planet of action and drive and ambition. You have no idea. And then in August, August has one of my favorite new moons. Okay. And I absolutely love this one. This one's going to be in Leo. And for y'all, I think that some of y'all are going to be moving at this time, or thinking about moving, maybe getting a roommate, because there's been so much growth and prosperity in life. There could be a lot of, some of y'all are going to be starting families, or thinking about that, maybe having children, moving in with a partner, someone that you've been seeing for a long time. If you have been with someone for a long time, you could do something together, like buy property. There could be something big here, okay? Something big. And then in September, we have a lunar eclipse in Pisces, which is really big for you. This lunar eclipse in Pisces is Taurus. This is in your 11th house of your hopes and wishes. You have, like, when I say this is going to be your year, you've got to trust me, okay? You've got to trust me on this. Now, in October, now we have the huge solar eclipse in Libra. So you see we have 2 eclipses in Libra. And Libra is a native ruler of partnerships and relationships. So you may have activity there, okay? And of course, again, I'm going to talk you through it a little bit later, but Libra does rule your 6th house, so it could also be work related, very, very heavy work related stuff for y'all, in terms of like letting certain things go, like, or even like, I've learned this, now I'm moving on to another level, right? And then so on November, I love that the sun is trining both Saturn and Mars. And then December, we're ending it with this wonderful full moon in Gemini. I really love this full moon in Gemini. And remember, Gemini is your 2nd house of money, salary, finances, but also like comfort, things that bring you comfort, feeling stable in that area, financially especially. So with all that said, sure, I always say it, life is not a Disney movie. We have challenges every year. And so there will be some challenging moments in 2024 as well. And I will tell you about them, as I do your spread and through your reading. Okay. So we do have a couple Jupiter, Saturn squares at a couple times, and then Mars and Saturn. And there are a couple full moons I do want you to watch out for. And the other big thing is Mars will go retrograde at the end of the year, but we don't even have to worry about that now. That's going to be all the way in December. Okay. Don't even think about it, but just know that that is going to happen. So you can see that, as I go through every month, you're going to see that the first half of the month is unarguably better than the second half of the month, when all the planets start going retrograde too. So you're just going to be you're just going to feel it right away. You're going to feel all this abundance right away. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do your spread and then break it down seasonally, like by quarter. All right. So I'll pull a lot more cards and then I'll walk you through the dates and everything that's happening, because I've barely scratched the surface. Those are just the major things that I want you to know, Taurus. I want you to know. All right. And yes, I am wearing my glasses because there's a lot of notes. Come on. This is for 12 months ahead. But let's get started, Taurus. Let's see what's going on for you for 2024. Again, this is for Taurus and Taurus rising. And if you know your birth chart, feel free to read for your moon, your Venus, all those other aspects, and to get more clarity and insight into your life. What's going on for you, Taurus, for 2024. Let's get started, Taurus. Now, like I said earlier, I do a traditional cultic cross spread. It really does bring the best overview, in my opinion. If we need to pull clarifiers, we will pull clarifiers. Secondly, Taurus, you are amazing. You're going to have an amazing year. And I hope that you're already feeling it too. I think that you should be. You should be feeling, again, think about where you were January 2023. Think about where you are now. All right. So this is for the year, your spread. All right. And then again, like I said, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to break it down quarterly and tell you what's going on for you, and only like the key highlights. So Taurus, yeah, this is going to be a big money year for you. It definitely is. And there is a lot of breakthroughs that you're going to have. Wow. You're going to have big decisions too. We're kicking it off with the Two of Pentacles. All right. So, very interesting, because it looks like moving into for 2024, it looks like there is going to be a lot of you. I'm getting more of like you ending something to bring something new in. Okay. For some of y'all, it just may be that, you are doing a lot of things in your life. You're doing that balance of like work life, social life, family life, like personal time life, like whatever, like hanging out with your poker club. And it feels like that, like there's gonna be like some of let's let some of this go, where just whittle it down a little bit in this area, but managing a lot of that is going to be a big thing for you, especially because the North Node did move into Aries, but when the South Node moved into Libra for you back in July, this is going to be all year long. That's your sixth house. Everyday activities, routines, habits, passion projects, things like that, work-related stuff. So there is going to be some things where you may consider that's going to be a big thing to bring that balance into your life. A lot of Tauruses, it definitely is going to be money related. Okay, definitely going to be money related. Some of y'all may feel that it is also a lot of like how do you say it? It's like when you look at your spread here, it's going to be, there's almost like there's something there's a lot of spiritual activity here as well. So you do see that there's a lot of imbalance here, and it's you making sure that things are a little bit more balanced in your life as you move forward, because there are going to be new things coming through. Okay. Secondly, and because another thing that is going to possibly show up a lot here with Jupiter moving into Gemini, but then a lot of things happening in Gemini. Gemini is a twin. And so when you think about that with what I'm going to go through with every aspect happening for you, and when we hit like Gemini season or whatnot, there may be options. Gemini is the twin, so two of something. You have to make a choice between this and this. You may get a better job offer. You may be getting this, and so those are the decisions. But this is a Capricorn card, which is your ninth house, so it is just something like that's going to help you like spiritually. Okay. Ninth house is spirituality. It's, your philosophies as well. So it's almost like clearing a lot of the gutter as well is a message coming through, and it goes straight to the Four of Pentacles, which is in the heart of your spread. And this is a card where it's all about money and putting all your finances in order. And this is a big money year for you. So there is going to be, it seems like you're going to be spending a lot more, but you're going to be making a lot more. Okay. The thing is, it's just really just keeping it. It's like, you're going from the Two of Pentacles to the Four of Pentacles. So you're putting things in order. There's going to be some changes. All right. But auspicious changes. All right. Don't, Four is all about order. It's all about like think about four legs of a table, like that stability energy. Okay. So keep that in mind. Again, I think that is something that is going to help you, really connect intuitively too. And I would suggest it to stay very intuitive. Uh, Always be in touch with their intuitive side, because you did get the Ace of Cups in your challenge area. And so you really want to have that like connection, that emotional connection to everything that you're doing. And again, you're ruled by Venus, so and y'all have that about that air, that quality about Tauruses, which I love. So looking at this, when you pull these two Capricorn cards, it really is, it is almost like putting your finances in order, but not doing it in a way where you. I want you to put emotion into a lot of the things that you do as well. All right. It could also be that you are just making so much money, and that you can see that like he's holding this pentacle tightly. He's got one on his head. He's standing on two pentacles. So just don't let like money own you this year. You are going to be making a lot. And let just have that emotional connection to everything as well. Now, you did get the Ace of Swords, all right, your second ace, all right, you got the Ace of Swords in your crown, and so you are definitely gonna you're going to have so much change in the way that you see things and the way that you think about things. Swords are, the mental suit. Aces usher in the most new change. Swords are all about change as well. There's going to be a lot of you breaking free. That type of energy is coming through, but also like really being honest with yourself about a lot of things. A lot of contracts could be coming through. A lot of peace will be coming through. If you've had some situation with people in the past, there's a lot of breakthrough that comes through with the Ace of Swords, as well as victory. Okay. And look, you also got the Nine of Cups. So this is really great. So there's a lot of things that you want. It seems like you are going to get it. In order to get it, remember, have that emotional quality. And it's almost like I don't even need to tell you that, because it's like you will. That's how you're built. But it's almost like how do I explain this? Like when you read those stories of someone winning the lottery and then they cut off their entire family. That is like the most. That's like kind of like an analogy, but I don't see any of y'all doing that. But I'm just saying, like, that is like the type of energy that would come through, because there is this sense of like a lot of money, thinking about it as well. But it could be to a point where you're just like, that's all you think about. So remember, put emotion into a lot of things, and this helps. The Nine of Cups. It's showing me that you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be absolutely fine. But especially with the Nine of Cups being a card of like satisfaction, it's also like your wishes coming true. You getting a wish. This is the get a wish card, right? It is the genie in a bottle energy. You can even see him sitting there like a genie. Okay, but again, the reason why I'm harping on this, like, just be you and be authentic and connect with your intuitive side, and have that love for other people, is because you got two of three people in tarot where they're crossing off their hearts. Okay. And so just keep that in mind, because you got that as well as Ace of Cups in your challenge area. Now, lastly, this is a reason why you think you're going to be absolutely fine. You have the Judgment card. All right. So again, going really within, there is, if you do feel like you're like thinking about money more than other things, or and when I say money and wealth, pentacles are your physical reality as well. Okay. And so it just can be something that you're just so like laser focused on. You're not seeing other things that are important in your life. And I'm not saying that you're gonna do that. I'm just saying that that could be something that may, like, you'll catch yourself doing if you do, because you got Judgment in your future. All right. So Judgment is having that wake up call. Judgment is having that, spiritual awakening. It's that aha moment. It's that epiphany, right? You see the dead arising. Okay. coming out of their tombs, coming out of their coffins, right? And so hearing the blow of the trumpet, you have an archangel in your future, Archangel Gabriel. All right. So this is a lot of healing because it's, Archangel, she blowing the trumpet. What is that? That's sound. Sound is healing, right? It's also vibrations, vibrating, like your energy levels vibrating at a high frequency, okay, as it's doing here, raising the dead, okay, so going from dark to light. This is absolutely amazing. So it's saying that there is going to be this, like, you're moving into this spiritual energy that's going to be very nice for you. I really love this for you. It is really, really interesting, your spread. It is, like I said, it's going to be a big money year for you. So just remember to put your finances in order. And if you need to talk to, what do they call them? Financial consultants or whatever. You could maybe get one that may help you a lot. But yeah, you're going to be fine. I love that you have judgment in your future because it's almost like, you have this meaningful moment where you're just like, I see the clear picture. I see what I want. I get it, right? I get it. Now, let's get to your staff. Speaking of getting to. Says that. Taurus, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. Tell me how you are. Tell me what you think about 2024, like, or what you're going to be doing. I love hearing from y'all. And I'm also very excited for y'all because I do read your comments, and a lot of y'all have come into, like, things have been a lot better for you, ever since Jupiter moved into your sign. So I'm very excited, and you are good. And you are good. You are definitely good. You're really good here. Let's get started. You got the Two of Swords. Okay, so this is your second two. Now, Two of Swords saying that there is going to be a lot of you, again, going within. This is going to be, you heard me point out these really big aspects. When I say big aspects, some that are like, it happens every 13 years, some that only happen once a year, many that are in your sign. So there's going to be a lot of changes in your life. And so a lot of it is going to be letting a lot of things go. In order to do that, you have to go within, okay? You really do have to go within and trust your intuition. Again, intuition plays a big role here with, the Judgment card, Ace of Cups in your challenge area. So really trusting your intuition, letting your intuition guide you, like staying frosty, right? Staying frosty, listening to your inner voice. You're going to be fine. Let that, you see the sliver of the moon in the background, right? So really, really, it seems like that is going to be something that y'all do in 2024, having those moments of going within, okay? Especially with all the activity in Aries, that is going to be such a big thing. Remember, I said there is an eclipse in Aries. There's a couple other things that is your 12th house of the subconscious, of like facing fears, of overcoming them. Pluto's going to play a big role in that because Pluto is also like so powerful. And Pluto basically asks, like, are you going to fear me or are you going to conquer me? Right? So really building that confidence, but also really trusting your intuition and having some alone time too for yourself to really have those intuitive moments and intuitive flares. Speaking of intuition, you got the moon. Okay, so we know the moon is all about intuition. So again, really big deal here, really big deal. And what's really interesting with what's happening here is that you have Capricorn, you have Pluto, and then you have Pisces. And so very interesting what's happening here. I've already explained Pisces. Saturn is in Pisces. Neptune is Pisces. Venus is going to go into Pisces, and I'll talk about that. That's going to be amazing. It's exalted there. So there's going to be a lot of activity there. And again, that is your 11th house of your hopes and wishes. But it seems like you're going to have to go a little
deep. And there may be some things that happen in your life throughout 2024 that is going to like ask you to, okay, to really face fears now, things that have been holding you back. I just actually got off the phone with a friend who, has a lot of 12th house activity going on right now, and a lot of self-sabotage energy that, that's because that also lives in the 12th house. And it's nothing that she does on purpose. It's like, she just had a interview with a recruiter, and she was texting me and she's like, why am I even doing this? I'm not going to get the job. I'm like, you're self-sabotaging yourself right now, because she had applied to a lot of jobs. I've known her for 25 years. Like, she's a lot of jobs, and 90% of them she didn't get. And so in her head, now she believes every time she applies for a job, she's not going to get it. And she doesn't want to be in that position where she goes through those emotional experiences of that rejection, of not going it. So in her head, in her subconscious, it's deeply rooted. And so I've been trying to help her get out of that and just say, hey, like, you have to flip it to the positive. And so anyway, the good news is that the recruiter did get back in touch with her. And so it's a matter of just going really deep for you with Judgment to a Swords, the moon. You may have some moments where there's going to be some things that you recognize are holding you back, and you are going to say, F it, get out of my way, get out of my head. I get out of my head. I know that, I'm confident moving forward. I'm when 2024 is the middle child of 2023 and 2025. So you're going to be fine, but just know that any emotional experiences that like, they make you stronger. They make you become a better version of yourself. You learn a lot more from them. So this is, and again, the moon with Judgment is a pretty big deal here. It is a pretty big deal. Definitely going to be a lot of y'all. Looks like a lot of y'all may be getting new jobs too. Yeah, a lot of y'all may be getting new jobs, especially when you think about all that Libra energy. The moon in Libra here. Again, that is like work related too. So there's almost like letting some things go, to let new things in. Now, you did get the devil, which is very interesting. But where the devil falls in your spread, it's just saying that you do not want to, uh, like that analogy that I just said about my friend, like, you do want to get rid of all of that. You do not want to self-sabotage. You do not want to, be tempted to do things that are holding you back or are not good for you, like vices or even addictions or pessimistic thinking, all those things that are associated with a devil card. So keep that in mind. A lot of that may be, helping you on your spiritual journey, personal growth as well, because the devil is Capricorn, okay? And that is your ninth house of spirituality and even education. A lot of y'all could be going back to school, learning new things. Publishing is a big thing for that. Of course, we'll talk about that more when we get to like a lot of Capricorn activity, but just the fact that, and a lot of y'all could be coming out of that too, like going back to school for things, but that may be a thing as well as travel. But at the end of the day, you got the Empress in your final outcome. So you are going to be absolutely fine. Remember, this is a yearly reading. This is a yearly reading. So you're going to be absolutely fine. The Empress is, hey, come on. Venus here. We're talking Venus, your ruling planet. And Venus is so active this year. Oh my goodness, so active. And you even see the symbol of Venus in the stone-shaped heart. So the Empress, this is you just living life through passion, pleasure. This is a really big maternal side to the Empress. Also, like a really big sense of, abundance. She does hold the golden scepter. Only one of two people in all of tarot that hold that golden scepter. Okay. That creates all this abundance. There's like this really nice flow with this card, really great energy with this card, but it really is this like a lot of like new things happening in your life for 2024. The Empress is card 3, right? So 3 is all about the birth of new things, creation, but it's also, remember, it's like advancement in learning and all the growth as well. You can even see here like the new crop at her feet, indicating just or the golden wheat indicating like a new crop. Like there's so much newness is what I'm trying to say. And she is pregnant, so that could also be a thing. But it really is, if you're not having a baby or thinking about having a baby, or someone in your family having a baby, which is very possible. Okay, it's you doing something new. There's something new that's going to bring you this like sense of like love and self-love, because she does live, there's a lot of sensuality and sexuality attached with the Empress as well. Okay, so with that said, let's break it down. Okay, let's break it down. Let's see what's going on for you for every month. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to point out the highlights that may be that would concern you, Taurus. Okay, so we're going to do January, February, March. Now, January, I want you to know Mars is moving into Capricorn on the 4th. Again, you got all this Capricorn energy. And so interesting, because Mars is going to be here for a while, and is Mars loves Capricorn, loves being in Capricorn. Mars is exalted in Capricorn, and again, that is your ninth house of spirituality. It's your ninth house of, you could also be like really interested in like the metaphysical and things like that as well. It is publishing. There could be if you're writing a book, or something with like starting a blog or a website, there could be something here. Okay, there's a lot of drive with Mars, and Mars, again, remember, all this Capricorn energy is like rolling up your sleeves, like really getting serious about things. And then we come to the new moon in Capricorn on January 11th, one of the best new moons. I love the way January is being kicked off. It's very different from 2023, when January really, it was like a slow start, but this is like, boom, let's do it. Let's go. So really, really love this, because the Pluto will be conjuncting the new moon. So there's a lot of power around this new moon in Capricorn. All right. And it also does rule long distance travel. So there could be some activity around there for y'all. If you're not traveling in any capacity, it really is working with people overseas, or just having a fascination with like things that are foreign to you. Like it's a really great day. Now, what else is happening in January? Well, Mercury then moves into Capricorn, so you see there's this huge buildup in Capricorn, and then Pluto moves into Aquarius, again, one of the biggest aspects of the year. Okay, of the year, or even of this century. Like it's such a big aspect. And then on the 23rd, Venus moves into Capricorn, so you see there's a cluster of planets in your ninth house of spirituality. You're going to start feeling a lot of that. Also, like philosophies and really adapting to that. The best day of the month, though, comes on January 28th. Now, the reason why is because, one, Mercury will trine Uranus. Remember, Uranus is in your sign. This is a beautiful, wonderful trine. Just expect you could have like some really amazing breakthrough in your life, and it could come unexpectedly. Remember, Uranus is all about surprises, and this is a beautiful trine with Mercury. Communication, the messenger planet. You could receive unexpected messages this day. The other reason why it's the best day of the month is Venus is trining Jupiter. This is amazing. This is when it comes to love, when it comes to money. If you're single, you better go on dates. You better be swiping right on Tinder until your thumb falls off. If you do not, I am sending you to a island in the middle of nowhere until you meet someone on that island, because you need to put action toward it. Now, the third reason January 28th is the best day of the month is because it's my birthday. Now, February 9th we're moving into February now, February 9th. We have a new moon in Aquarius. So we are officially in Aquarius season. So keep that in mind. We're going to talk more about this when we get to the monthlies. But what I want you to know, on the 13th, Mars conjuncting Pluto. These are two very powerful planets getting together. This is a time where you could really, really, it's like my way or the highway. My way or the highway, okay? And the reason why, this is just really amped up energy. And the reason why this week in particular is going to be really charged up, because that's happening February 13th. Now, February 17th, Venus is now going to conjunct Pluto. Your ruling planet conjuncting Pluto. I mean, there's so much success in what's happening this week. And then we move into Pisces season. And then on the 21st, Venus will conjunct Mars. And so remember, these conjunctions are just like, so great, so auspicious, so very nice. So February, again, just a string of like wonderful days. There is a day on the 28th, the last day of February, Sun conjuncting Mars, Mercury conjuncting Saturn, and then Saturn conjuncting the Sun. I mean, this is a triple threat of the day. Like, you will be a force to be reckoned with. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. Again, all this is how like Saturn is at play here in a big way, and so is Aquarius. All this activity in Aquarius. So this would be like your hopes and wishes. It's also like friends and groups you belong to, organizations you belong to. So again, on for February the 13th is in my book the best day that kicks off a string of like really amazing days. Now March, we kick it off with this the Sun sextiling Jupiter. This is easily the best day of the month on the 1st. Okay, mark that down, March 1st. The Sun will be in Pisces at this time, and so again, that's your 11th house of your hopes and wishes, your friend groups you belong to. You could get like hints of like what your future is going to look like around this time. I absolutely love it. One other thing that's happening, Mercury will move into Aries. We have a new moon in Pisces that I really love. On the 11th, Venus officially moves into Pisces. Like I said, Venus is exalted in Pisces. Remember, that's your 11th house of your hopes and wishes and your friend group. Also, remember, Saturn is in Pisces and Neptune is in Pisces. So there's a lot happening here. And then we officially have, we enter Aries season. Okay. So you see that, that's going to happen on the 19th. And so that's the spring equinox, spring and fall equinox, northern southern hemispheres, and then on the 25th we have the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra. This is big. This is really big. And so there could be some sort of relationship coming to an end, partnership coming to an end. This is probably like a little bit more serious than the other eclipses, but I like it. It's coming right after Venus sextiling Jupiter. I mean, like, this is pretty nice. It's really interesting because Mars is going to enter Pisces a few days before, but keep that in mind. Now, Venus sextiling Uranus is happening on the 28th. If, again, you are single, this is the time to go out there. This is one of those days where you could randomly meet someone and if you're standing in line at, I don't know, the Adidas store, the person standing right behind you could be your soulmate. Like, this is one of those days, okay? And then remember, Venus is your ruling planet. Uranus is in your sign. This is going to affect you, okay? If you're already in a relationship, there could just be something really nice and surprising your partner does on a really big level, or you could hear there could be activity around money around this time as well. That could be really good. There's just some ascension in a relationship too could be very nice. So January, February, March, you see that it is really, really, really big, amping up to your birthday season. So, Taurus, let's see what's going on for you for January, February, March, for the first 3 months of 2024. You're all set. You're good. You're good. You got the Knight of Wands. Go, go, go. Passion, passion, passion. Nothing stopping you now. You got the Ace of Pentacles. What did I tell you about money? A lot of y'all are going to get new jobs. A lot of y'all are going to get promotions. A lot of y'all are going to start business and get more clients if you have a business. Things like that. Aces. Look at the pathway here. The golden pathway, the archway. Okay? Leading. It's like a gateway to, and this is the biggest pentacle in the deck. Aces. Again, remember, ushering in new change. This is your third ace. And then the Four of Wands. Okay. Milestone. I said 2024 year is going to be a big milestone year for you. There you go. big milestone. A lot of y'all gonna get new jobs, get married, have a baby, move into a new home. There's so many things that are possible in the first 3 months. Just be very exciting. That's a very good like celebratory card. Now, okay, so moving on to April, May, June. Okay. Right? January, February, March, April, May, June. April, May, June. So Mercury does go retrograde on April 1st. Okay. Keep that in mind. And so Mercury's going to be retrograde in Aries until 2026. Just kidding. April Fools. Who am I? Who does that? Some days that I want you to. Okay. So April 3rd. I love this day. Venus conjuncting Neptune. Remember, Venus is your ruling planet. Don't forget that. And then Neptune in Pisces in your 11th house of your hopes and wishes. I love this day. It's like a fairy tale of a day. You're going to really, really love this. And then Venus moves into Aries the next day. And then we have the new moon total solar eclipse in Aries on the 8th, April 8th. Write that down. That one's a big one. That one's a big one. Mars is actually sextiling Jupiter and Uranus. Just expect change. So solar eclipse is new, right? This one's huge. It's a total eclipse. So if you actually, and it's rare. I think the last time we had one in the US was like 2016, 17. So check and see the path of the eclipse. Okay. I'm driving up to Vermont on that day to just for the day, just to look at it. I went to Tennessee the last time it happened in the US, if you live in the US, and Canada's going through Canada too. Now here's where things get amazing. We enter your birthday season on the 19th. Sun enters Taurus. Happy birthday, Taurus. On that day, let me tell you what happens on the day the sun moves into your sign. Mercury conjuncting Venus, Mars sextiling Jupiter, Mars sextiling Uranus. You better mark this. You better mark. This is one of the, like, when it comes to good fortune, when it comes to luck, when it comes to prosperity, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to expansion, you better write this down in your books. Okay, the April 19th, one of the best days. Now, I'm not calling it the best day of the year, but it's the best day of the month, one of the best days of the month. But the reason why this is so big is because the very next day, on the 20th, that's when we have Jupiter conjunct Uranus. First, it's been 13 years. It's been 13 years. And then remember, this is in your sign. So best day of the year. Best day of the past few years. However you want it. This is coming after so many great days. So you see the build up. This is like life-changing. Your life will change. This is in your sign, Taurus. This is in your sign. This is... you're gonna have a lot of luck. There's gonna be a lot of, just looking at what's going on for y'all. A lot of y'all could be in the right place at the right time for a lot of great things happening. This is really, really, really nice. Okay. And then toward the end of the month, so mark that down on the 20th. So 19th and 20th, like amazing days. We have so many amazing days in April. April and May, by the way, are the best days of the year. Okay. And then on the 29th, you're going to love this. Venus moves into your sign. And Venus is your ruling planet. And the day after, Mars is moving into Aries. And Mars is Aries' ruling planet. So you see these two amazing planets in their domiciles. So buckle your seatbelts. This is in action movies, when the action, Vin Diesel walks away from an explosion and his sunglasses and whatever, he's just walking like a hipster. You know what I mean? This is you right now. This is buckle up. This is gonna be amazing. And then May is some astrologers will say May is the best month of the year. Some will say April is the best of the year. I mean, these are the two best. Okay. So on the 7th, May 7th, mark this down. We have a new moon in your sign. And this is actually one of the best new moons of the year. Okay. One of the best, Venus, Uranus, the sun, the moon, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune. I mean, they're all in great alignment. Like you have no idea. Your life is changing. I hope you know that. Okay. Because, just a few days later on the 13th, the sun will conjunct Uranus. I mean, like you could just get you're going to be getting so many great news throughout this time, especially because on the 15th, now we have Mercury entering your sign. Okay. So again, the messenger planet going into your sign. And then on the 18th, you have no idea. Sun conjuncting Jupiter. This in your sign. They're both in your sign still. They're both in your sign. This is the luckiest day of the year. The luckiest day of the year. Okay? Luckiest day of the year. This Kazemi, you're going to love it. And so when I point out these luckiest days of the year and the best days of the year, you better be manifesting. You better be planting seeds. You better be taking action. You better be doing things to move, to have all this movement. But I love all this. And then we officially move into Gemini season. I do love the sun trining Pluto on May 22nd. This is amazing. This is very airy too. Sun in Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius. Huge day for like money, communication. And then on the 23rd, we have a full moon in Sagittarius. But on that day, check this out. This is so crazy. Full moon in Sagittarius, Venus moving into Gemini, Venus conjuncting Jupiter, Venus sextiling Neptune, Jupiter sextiling Neptune. So you see how the first half of the year is just like, how is this even possible? So this is clearly one of the best full moons of the year. Now, remember also, this is corresponding to the new moon that's happening December 12th, 2023, this month. So keep in mind, there's going to be some activity traced back to that. Now, on May 25th, we have Jupiter moving into Gemini. Amazing. This is when you're going to see the how did they do that? The money thing. Money. Anyway, and Jupiter's going to be in Gemini for a full year. So it's not just for the rest of the year. It's through 2025 too, until May 2025. For you, Taurus, money, it's a big money year. Big money year. You're gonna be so, and not just money. It's like abundance, good fortune, good, even material. Like you be getting a lot of things that you deserve. I love this day. So those are the best days there. And now when we go to June, we have a massive shift going from your sign to all these planets moving into Gemini. But the best day of the month, June 2nd. Okay. There's actually like 3 best days of this month, but June 2nd, Jupiter trining Pluto, the planet of good fortune, trining this big money planet. So this is the best money day of the year. Best money, a lot of success around finances, money around this time. I absolutely love it. Mercury will move into Gemini on the 3rd in its domicile. So we have a bunch of planets in their domicile now. And then we have the sun conjunct Venus. So we have a Venus Kazemi on the 4th. Okay. Now, this is happening. So June 4th is also one of the best days of the month, because not only will we have this Venus Kazemi in Gemini, you have like 2 options. Like there could be, if you have like opportunities come through, they could be 2. Mercury will trine Pluto and Mercury will conjunct Jupiter. So talk about growth, expansion, luck. Really good day for contract. It's really you feeling so empowered and like walking the walk, talking the talk. Like again, the 2nd and the 4th already best days of the month. And then we get to June 6th, the new moon in Gemini, which I love. This is a great new moon. We have the sun, the new moon, Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter in Gemini at this point. This is really, really big. Really, really big. Remember, this is your 2nd house of money, salary, income, but also self-worth, self-value. You're getting this huge boost and new opportunities. So 3 best days of the month. Now, on the 8th, Mars moves into your sign. Okay, so this is June 8th. Mars is moving into your sign. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Mars is a detriment in your sign. It is kind of a slowdown from like Mars being in Aries in its domicile and its ruling sign. So it can just be, you know, for a lot of y'all, it could just be nice that there is kind of like, it's like, you know, what is it? Roadrunner, and then like did that make sense to you? Okay. So anyway, let's keep going. The 17th of June. Oh man, this is just Mercury conjuncting Venus, and then Venus moving into Cancer, and then Mercury moving into Cancer, and then just a few days later, we move into the Sun moves into Cancer, and then it's officially summer. We have the summer solstice, winter solstice in the southern hemisphere, and then we have the full moon in Cancer the day after. So you see all this activity starting to happen in Cancer. And this is putting you on this like huge platform in terms of communication, being a big leader, people listening to you, you communicating really well. Like it's really big, really big. So with that said, let's see what's going on for you for April, May, and June of 2024. Wait, did I forget something? Yes, I no, okay, that's it. All right, so there's a couple. So I want to remind you also. There's also a lot. These are just what I think you should know, okay? Because obviously there's a lot more aspects every month that are happening. But let's see what's going on for you. Okay, let's see what's going on for you for April, May, and June. Yeah. Okay. You have the Six of Swords, Five of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. So again, a lot of spiritual activity that's happening here. A lot of shifts. There's going to be like shifts, especially the Six of Swords showing that, especially mentally. All right. Remember, you did get the Ace of Swords in your crown. So already you're going to be thinking things differently. A lot of it is definitely like moving away from like pessimistic thinking. A lot of it's going to be moving away from like things that have been holding you back. Remember, all this activity in Aries is like, right? Now you have the Five of Pentacles, which is a Taurus card. So there is going to be a point where you do feel possibly like a little bit like what's going on? There's a little bit of loss and there is loss that comes with that card. But also like a feeling of something holding you back. So remember that Libra energy is really the South Node in Libra, really, really you have to get rid of those. Like, don't overburden yourself. Don't overburden yourself and don't isolate yourself. Remember, especially here when you have, the two people crossing off their hearts and then, the Ace of Cups in your challenge area. Just know that you do have this support system if you need that. Some things that are going to happen, we do have Venus squaring Saturn and then Sun squaring Saturn right after Mars moves into your sign. Again, Mars doesn't do well in Taurus. Mars likes being in Aries. And so you may start feeling that a little bit. It's just, it may feel abrupt. So you may be like, whoa. And then right after that happens when Mars moves into your sign, and then we have the Venus and Sun Saturn square. Then we have Mars squaring Pluto. Then we have Mercury squaring Saturn. So very yeah. So I actually like it because it gives you this time to let me think about things. Let me think about what's going on. Then you have the Hanged Man, which is absolutely amazing. Again, you have the Hanged Man and the Judgment card. You are definitely definitely seeking spiritual awakening is definitely going to be a big thing, but you're going to be actively seeking it. Okay. There's going to be a lot of you actively seeking it. Again, there is going to be, with the North Node in Aries for the entire year, that's in your 12th house. Remember, that's a lot of subconscious activity, things hidden things too, really facing fears, unrooting things. All right. So it looks like a lot of that will happen around this time, but you are definitely moving forward. I'll even clarify that for you. Yeah. You may have a big decision That may be a thing. Actually, that's really funny because you have, yeah, you're going to be fine. So you have the Five of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, and the Justice card. So uh, it's like if something should happen with these eclipses that are really powerful, and remember with eclipses, they're game changers and unexpected. They eclipse things out of your life. So if you feel that something's been eclipsed out of your life, it's going to give you that time to really reassess things. Remember, Mercury's going retrograde in Aries, your 12th house, the subconscious. And so, once you actually know what you want, you're going to be fine. You got the Justice card. It's like that's in your favor. The odds are in your favor. Justice in your favor. It's very, very nice. And again, it may be something work related that you're gonna have to like let go because you're letting something new come through, something really great for you. Yeah, and it brings that balance. And there may be a point around April, May, June because the energies are so strong. I've already explained some of the biggest aspects of not only the year but like the decade happening around this time. There may be something where you go through something where you're reconsidering. I mean, again, don't forget you have the Two of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Two of Swords here, okay, and the Moon in your external factors area. So again, you'll be thinking a lot about your life moving forward, but you're going to be absolutely fine. Justice will be served, and you will prepare for this huge transformation that you're going through, and making that surrender. The Hangman is all about surrendering those things that no longer serve you well, things that you outgrow, and it's coming right with the Justice card. Okay, using that sword to cut all the things that are just you don't need anymore. So a lot of this is just like clearing the gutter too. Now, let's see what's going on for you. Okay, so July, August, September. July is the big day for July is July 5th with a new moon in Cancer. Really big day to plant seeds. I can't even begin to tell you. This is one of the best. So this is another day. One of the best days is this new moon. As you know, with new moons, you want to manifest, set intentions, plant seeds. If you're not planting seeds around this time, I'm sending you to that island, okay? Sending you until you do, all right? Plant some seashells that are magical seashells, all right? So I really love this day. It's one of the best days of the month. And then Mars conjuncting Uranus on the 15th. There's a lot of like, again, more my way or the highway energy here. I love this day for you. I really do love this day for you. Remember, Uranus is in your sign, and Mars is in your sign. So, very like, you're gonna get what you want for sure. And then Mars does move into Gemini on the 20th. Another day, just looking through. All right, those are it for you. Okay, we do move into Leo season. Mercury does enter Virgo and into its domicile, but just for you, those are. And then Venus does move into Leo this month as well. But those are the key dates that I want you to know. July 5th, the new moon in Cancer. And then Mars conjuncting Uranus on the 15th, July 15th. And then when we go to August, I love the new moon on August 4th, okay? Jupiter and Mars, really good alignment with the moon and sun. This is a really, 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 really nice one. And this is when I think that you may have like movement in terms of like your home, your domestic life. Venus moves into Virgo on that day, but then also Mercury goes retrograde on that day. So just keep that in mind. But I love the 7th. This is the best day of the month. Sex. Sorry. Well, yeah, sure, for sex too. Whatever you want to do. But it is this August 7th. The Sun sextile Jupiter. So it's happening the same day. Mercury will conjunct Venus. So hey, remember Mercury's retrograde too. So a lot of people from the past could come around this time, but this is just wow. All these like great aspects with Jupiter that's happening. You see this, right? You see this. It's amazing. One day to watch out for will be the 15th, August 15th. And a lot of people were going to be talking about this when Mars square Saturn, the two malefics. Okay. So that could be like a challenging day. And then But the day before, I really like Mars conjuncting Jupiter. Again, this for me just feels like a lot of y'all taking action for the things that you really, really want and things that are going to bring you like a lot more wisdom and really expand your world, bring a lot of luck in your life. This is also one of those like being at the right place at the right time, those kind of like days. And then, okay, I'm just looking. I do love the 29th, Venus trining Pluto. This is happening. It's just very powerful energy when it comes to love, when it comes to money, when it comes to your passions, really heightened on the same day Venus will be entering Libra. Now, on in September. So this is very September. So now, like, we're going into retrograde season. Now the planets are starting to retrograde. And then September has a little bit more oppositions and squares than the other months. So Uranus is going to go retrograde on the 1st. Pluto is going back into Capricorn, which I know is confusing because it went into Aquarius, but it's only going to be there for a little bit before it leaves again. We do have a new moon in Virgo on the 2nd, which there's a couple oppositions and squares happening on this day. And so I'm not a big fan of this one, but just keep an eye out because what's happening is 2 days later, Mars is moving into Cancer and Mars does not like being in Cancer. And so could be an interesting week. And then that new moon in Virgo for you, Taurus, that is your 5th house of pleasure and love and romance, creativity, self-expression. So just keep that in mind. But well, fortunately, then everything just gets like amazing. Like on the 14th, September 14th, best day of the month, Venus trining Jupiter. So again, matters of love and money and like feeling wealth and, luck and in those areas as well. And then on September 17th, we have the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. Saturn will be conjuncting this full moon. Pluto, Uranus, they're actually in really great alignment to Neptune, which is in Pisces, actually, as well as the sun and the like it's such a in the full moon. This is I really like this. So now this is when I'm just like, okay, if remember Pisces is your 11th house of your hopes and wishes. So there you go. Okay. There you go. And this is a good one. And also, keep in mind, it's still a lunar eclipse. So there could be something coming to conclusion as well. All right. So something that, you'll notice, and something that you may put into action as well. And it just could be like ending one chapter, moving into a new one. Now on the 19th, Sun trining Uranus. This is absolutely amazing. I'd say it's the second best day of the month. It's sandwiched by 2 days that are just like, but I mean, it's the sun trining Uranus, and but absolutely amazing. Uranus is in your sign. So there's a couple other things that are happening. I do like September 29th when Mars trines Saturn, and that is really good for you. Remember, Saturn is in Pisces, all right? Don't forget that. Again, your hopes and wishes. So Saturn brings that longevity energy. Mars all about action. So a lot of long-term goals at play here, which is really great. So that's it, right? Okay, so July, August, September, October, November. Okay. So now let's see what's going on for you for July, August, and September. There's so much happening. Okay, so you have the 8 of Cups, you have the 2 of Wands, and you have the 7 of Swords. So very interesting here. It looks like there is something that you're going to be leaving behind, all right? And start planning something new. That happens with, the 8 of Cups. And it's really interesting. It's, remember I said that, and I'm not going to be surprised if this card comes up every like eclipse month or eclipse season. And of course, this is eclipse season. You see an eclipse happening here. So there is something new that you're moving toward with this eclipse. And it helps you plan. You see, you've got the world in your hand at this point, and so you're planning this next stage in your life, and it's a good time to with all these retrogrades. Okay, remember, retrogrades are a window to the past. It's also a time to reassess things in your life. And then you have the Seven of Swords. So there could be a moment where you have to just be really honest with yourself. Again, remember with the Ace of Cups in your challenge area, and then the Moon in your external factors area, and then you have the Two of Swords here. And so there is going to be something where you may have a moment like, I have to really think about this. It is, this card is an Aquarius card. Remember, that is your 10th house of career. So there could be something about career. You may just like maybe thinking, maybe I've got to face some things that, again, with all this like energy and Aries, like if you being in your subconscious, really thinking about things. And again, there's a lot of strategy here too. Okay, so really strategizing this time. I'll even clarify that for you. The Seven of Swords. You're good. You're fine. Just be honest with yourself. You got the Fool, so you're good. It's almost like, remember I said you're planning. You're leaving. There's something you're going to be leaving behind. Moving forward, okay, and it's a good thing. It's a really good thing. Don't forget this card. So this card is attributed to Saturn in Pisces. Again, your hopes and wishes. So there could be something you're leaving for something better, and you start planning, and you have to be really honest with yourself to have this like rebirth and starting like a newer journey. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. The Fool, kicking off the Fool's journey, and you see the abundance of the sun. This card is all about opportunity. It's like you're good. You're actually really fine. Now, the last 3 months, okay, these are going to be, oh shoot. Okay. So we have the new moon solar eclipse in Libra on October 2nd. This one is game changing. Venus is conjuncting Uranus, by the way. Remember, Uranus is in your sign. Venus is your ruling planet. This is such a game changing eclipse. You can even think about, remember we had new moon solar eclipse in Libra back in October 2023. See what happened around that time. But obviously this is going to be a little bit different, but really, really, really like this one for you. It can do with partnerships, relationships, especially work related too. Remember, Libra is your 6th house. I do love October 4th, Venus trining Saturn, because this is like long-lasting love. This is a day where you could meet your soulmate if you're single, by the way. Like, mark it in your calendar. Jupiter does go retrograde October 9th. It's going to be retrograde for a while, but until February, okay? But we're in October, so it's normal. The 13th, write this down. Best day of the month. It's Sun trining Jupiter. It's amazing. It's only happening once this year. So it's a really great day. And then we have, those are the days that I want you to pay attention to. So keep those in mind. Now, November, I absolutely love November 1st. Do you see a pattern here that a lot of the best days are happening like in the first like day or two of every month? Like it's really crazy. Now we have a new moon in Scorpio on November 1st. So really, really, really big. This Scorpio rules your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. This one is amazing. I love all the planets like Mars, Uranus, Pluto, Saturn. They're all in really good placements. This is one of the best new moons of the year as well. You could form a new partnership. You could take your partnership to another level. Really great. We'd call it like a golden triangle, like Mars in Cancer, Neptune in Pisces, Mercury in Scorpio at this point. All water, all emotions. I love this. It, again, really good one. On November 4th, Sun trining Saturn. I really want you to start something new. It looks like you will be, with the full card coming out. So this is really great. Saturn brings out longevity. And so this is also one of the best days of the month. Now, on the 15th, we have a full moon in your sign. It is the same day that the sun will be opposite Uranus. So this is a day where something, you know how full moons bring conclusion? Something is really going to go at this point for you. Okay. So keep that in mind. And we'll talk about it in November. But it could be just something that maybe like something you don't want to let go. But remember, you have a lot of cards here saying you got to let things go. So it's just going to serve you well. Okay. Serve you better. Now, on the 19th, Pluto finally goes back to Capricorn after Aquarius after being in Capricorn for just, a few months. And now it's here for until 2044, 20 years, 20 years. Crazy. Welcome to the tech revolution. So really so those are the best days. Okay. Now, December, this is when things like really slow down. So November is like really retrograde, and then December, Mars goes retrograde until February. So it's a big slowdown in December. I do like the full moon in Gemini. Again, that is in your house of money, 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 money. And then it is when Mercury goes direct, because Mercury will retrograde. When does Mercury go retrograde? Oh, November 25th. Oh, if you live in the U.S., it's like kind of like Thanksgiving-y. But then Mercury does go direct on December 15th, the same day as the full moon in Gemini, which for you, again, a wonderful full moon for you. Okay, wonderful full moon for you. But then I also want you to know on the 19th, Venus trining Jupiter. This is the best day of the month. Again, Venus is your ruling planet. Jupiter is in Gemini, which is your second house of money. Venus represents money too. So you're good. You're good. Okay, so let's see what's going on for you for October, November, and December. There is one more thing on the 24th of December. It's a challenging day, and you'll see everyone's going to talk about this. Jupiter squaring Saturn. This also happened back in August. We had it once. We have another one in 2025, but it's just know that it may be a little challenging. But all right, so but you have all these other amazing aspects that are happening. So let's see what's going on for you, Taurus, for October, November, and December. Oh, wow. Woo. Okay. So, here we go. You're good. So you got the Magician, you got the Sun, but then you get the Eight of Swords here. And so, as you can see, you have the Magician coming right after the Fool, right? And so, by the end of the year, you have something new brewing as well, something huge, something big. The Magician kicking, if we kicked off the Fool's journey, now you're getting it. He has the power to manifest whatever he wants. Really amazing here. And then you have the Sun, obviously the best thing, the best card in tarot. If you've ever gotten a tarot reading, this is the biggest yes. And so what I love about this is that you do see that the wisdom child on the white horse here, the feather, referencing the Fool's feather. And so it's doubling down on this amazing new thing that is going to bring you huge abundance. That's what the Sun is: abundance, opportunity, vitality, growth. Like, you're all set. And then you got the Eight of Swords, which is a Gemini card. And remember, I did say that full moon in Gemini is we do have it. It is a day that Mercury goes direct. I like that full moon in Gemini, but there's also remember, we have the Jupiter Saturn squares that are happening in December, and then the full moon in your sign is a little tough. So you could just be in your head by the end of the month. But again, do it in a way where, again, the fact that the North Node's in Aries in your 12th house could be a thing. It's just, and then South Node in your 6th house. You really have to just, a lot of this year is getting rid of things, especially with the 12th house. There's self-sabotage energy in the 12th house. And again, this card is attributed to a self-victim, self-sabotage energy as well. And so with the fact that in December we are knee deep in retrogrades, and then there are some alignments, a lot of the alignments are just But then there are some great ones. Well, that flipped over, so let's take it. The 10 of Wands, don't be hard on yourself at the end of the month. Or, toward the end of like December. I'm actually going to pull a clarifier because I don't feel that was your card. But it did pop out. So let's see what's going on for you. Well, let's clarify these here. You're going to be fine. It's going to be about money that you may be stressing about, but you're going to, or like even a new job, new career, or like ascending and like maybe taking on too many responsibilities. It's why you have to like let things go. All right. But then you see, after all that, you get the Queen of Pentacles, which is, again, hello, richest queen, money, money, money. The biggest thing of all, the Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn. Remember what I said. Capricorn is your 10th house of, your 9th house of spirituality and publishing, education. But it's that growth that comes with it. The Queen of Pentacles, very much like the Empress in terms of like that maternal quality, but this is you now having all the having the resources to take care of yourself, everyone in your kingdom, everyone in your family. And then when you know everyone's taken care of, including yourself, you don't have to spend all that much time here, right? And overworking. You can like share the love and have all that comfort and feel really good about it. So, you're good. I mean, come on. And so, yeah, like I say, like nobody's going to get a reading that's like bang, bang, bang. This, because yes, 2024 is going to be a huge, huge year. Really big, a lot of changes. Your life is going to change for the better, Taurus. And then during the entire process, there's going to be some things that are going to like challenge you, maybe emotionally. And that happens for everybody. It is, we're human beings, right? We have a range of emotions and feeling. And the only reason I'm harping on this for you is because you did get the moon in your external factors with the judgment card. So just be willing to be, vulnerable, but to your comfort level. Okay. Just be very open this year. But you're going to have an amazing year. You have the Empress in your main spread and your final outcome. You've gotten like the ace, you've gotten like all the big cards here, the Magician, the Fool, the Sun, Justice, the Empress. You have the Hangman, which I love. You've got Judgment. I mean, you've got all the Queen of Pentacles. Like, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. And I'm gonna let you go. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna let you go. Taurus, thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.